DLD hardware. Definition knives is a great way to support the channel. But remember, you just simply being here, you chatting in the live chat, you commenting. I mean, that is the number one. It's like the best thing you could do is come in, hang out, chill with the homies. There's a lot of great people over here in chat. If you're watching on mobile, they're going to be right here down below me, and we have a lot of great people. So come through, spin the block, I believe they say. But let's get into it. So DLD After Dark is a channel where we discuss all things freedom, liberty, independence, firearms, gun building, preparation, being a prepared citizen. We talk about all the stuff that's going on, like in current day craziness. And yeah, man, we try to just chew off the BS, spit it out, and actually gnaw on the bone of wisdom. It's kind of stupid, but you know what I mean. We try to chew through the BS and just focus on what we believe to be true. And recently I've made some mistakes in some of the reporting on what we thought could potentially be World War III, and I think that's one thing we're going to discuss too. But never underestimate the power of the government and their ability to pull you and your next generation and the next generation into a war that is not about freedom, that is not about independence, that is not about democracy. It's usually just about resources, money, power, control, oil, lithium, and and we don't play that. So anyway, let's get into it. So usually what we do is for all the folks that are here, we greet all of our channel members first, because our channel members, they are the ones that are literally keeping the lights on, and I'm so super grateful for y'all. So we're going to take a minute to greet all the channel members, and then also, if you're watching this, actually if you're here for the first time, and if this is your first time watching us, which I don't believe you, because YouTube typically doesn't share this content with people that hadn't seen it before. But if you are, sound off in the chat, and we'll welcome you. We'll say what's up. Good. Just checking. But if you're watching this the next day, or the next day, or the next day, make sure to please, give a comment, throw something out there. You guys are always super creative with it. The recapitulation syndication, the replay mafia, reheat the leftovers, a lot of sexual references, which honestly I think is hilarious. Sloppy seconds and all that. That's AK lover out there. But I appreciate you all so much. And the activity, clicking the like button and leaving a comment, chatting in the chat and all that, that tells YouTube, hey, I like engaging with this channel, which then of course, boosts the old algae, which is interesting because the more that you guys were doing that, the more I was seeing the numbers on streams go from 3 to 400, 4 to 500, 5 to 600 to 700 to 800 to 1,000, and those kind of views per stream on YouTube are decent for a channel that they don't want getting out there. Now the green place, Bumble with an R, that's a completely different thing, dude. We're seeing 30, 50, 75, 100,000 views, 130,000 views. It's blowing up. So and that would be a situation where I would consider for very good, high quality, reputable companies that I'd be willing to work with, as long as they got good stuff. We're talking to companies that you guys all know, right? Companies that you guys would trust. And a certain type of steel and tritium night site company out there, which we're not doing anything crazy with, but for the most part, we don't do sponsors. Usually the sponsors are the two companies I own, DLD Hardware and Definition Knives. I own that with Flying Ridge. Shout out, Flying Ridge, we love you. And then also companies like Fat Tack, which if you guys did not see the new rig that Fat Tack dropped, bro. So they took their Fat Tack low riding holster. This rides super low in the waistband, and then an extra magazine carrier, and put it together with a really flexible piece of polymer, Kydex, blend, something like that. And it's held together, canted at an angle, and it could ride super low. And then the whatchamacallits are in alignment with each other. It's called the Fat Tack Plus One. It is fire. have one on the way, so we're going to give it a shot. Because, hey, look, I'm rocking like everything locked, right? I talked to Josh Fatak, and we love Josh Fatak. Both Josh and Fatak. And they're great friends me personally, and also friends of the show. But I told him, I was like, look, I got so much locked up. What I would like to do is I would like to carry my Beretta in 983 because I'm a beast with that thing. I can literally just drop rounds in the same hole just over and over and over. People tend to call keyholing. That's not what keyholing is. I would encourage people to not use the term keyholing for that. Keyholing is something actually completely different. Keyholing is when your bullets are literally spinning out of control in flight, and then they leave like a line hole in your target because they're hitting it like sideways. I guess people think fun. Anyway, sorry. So I'm going to be rocking the Beretta M93 with an extra magazine with the TLR1 style, footprint zoom beam, because that's all I'm rocking. If you literally look at all the Glock style firearms up there, and then all of these, every single one that has a light on it has the goon beam, which fits the TLR1 HL footprint. So shout out to Goon Beam. We love Goon Beam as well. Again, no sponsorship or anything, no money or whatever. There's not actually. You know what? We do have a lucky kickback where when you guys use my code DARK, there is a kickback, but we ask Goon Beam. He doesn't pay me, but no, I mean we talk about it. So he just usually sends likes instead. So it's not like in a bad way. He actually gives me so much more support and love than I could ever ask for. But I hope y'all know that, we're not doing anything like that for money. We're trying to, get the homies a good hookup with good quality equipment, good stuff that you're going to actually use, support the homies that have companies like things like Vivian, like Fatback, like DLD hardware, like Definition Knives. It's an ecosystem, and it provides, support for each other, and we, support each other's businesses. It's a huge win for everyone. So, but there are companies out there who are willing to totally shell for it. Just throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? So, name your favorite company that you would like to see DLD after the American show for. Anyway, let's get into it. So, we want to greet all of our channel members because literally almost 90% of our support comes directly from channel members. And man, love y'all so much for it. So first in chat tonight was your boy Sandy Misfit, brother. Welcome. And not only is he a channel member, but he also is first in chat, so you can get a crisp time fire. Coffee. I don't know if that effect was good or not, but welcome, Sandy Misfit, also a channel member. I appreciate you, brother. And of course, right behind him was Kurt 2012, the producer of the show. Great to see you. Not only is he a channel member, he's also a moderator. So some respect on his name. You don't have to understand it. For 2012. And actually, if you guys don't know, this channel right here, Dirtfoot Racing, is a personal channel of your boy, Walt. Like whatever that is. So check out Dirtfoot Racing because he's actually, if I recall correctly, he's kind of blowing up on Dirtfoot Racing, which for all you guys out there that like dirt biking stuff and all that you would love that channel. So check it out. It's actually really cool. And there's so many.
All right, I got my coffee.
All the different channels that everyone here had, and like some of them are for real blowing up. And
and other stuff.
Out of nowhere,
Lemons.
I did a short on our song, and I just looked at it, got like 57,000 views, like out of nowhere. I was like, whoa. And then another one, I just was kind of showing a 3D printed frame, and it got like 27,000 views. Like, what? Then another one, which it's funny because I wasn't using any of the definition knives, but I was just like showing off like different knives. Like, the video was like this. It was like, you carry a gun for self-defense, you carry a knife for self-defense. Here are the different, kind of knives that are most common. And of course, it wasn't, the knife commercial showing off definition knives and how much money you'll spend.
Okay, I've got my coffee. I am back.
So.
All right, we'll mute Dark for a second. All right, everybody. Oh, as he shouts me out.
Block slides. And if you guys use code DARK, you can also save some money on his website. And I don't know, does the code work on the eBay store as well? I think it'd be best that you go to his website, though. And they also made the newer Gen 3.
No, the code does not work on the eBay store.
I got to take you up on that offer as well. If you can do anything in like, well, maybe I should just do straight like
website only. Thank you, Don.
Great black color. You know what? How about this? Send me any. Hold on, should we do 19 or 17? Let's see. So okay, we got 19, 17, 26, 33, 19, 30.
Tech money. What's going on, man?
19, 45, 45, 45. And then, okay, that's another 19. Hold on. And then I get, oh, dang it. And then Gen 5, 45. And then, hold on one sec. We're gonna figure this out right now. Okay, then we got a 43, 43X, 48, 30. Got 30. You know what? I'd say, maybe what we could do, let's.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm loving the turbos. I'm loving the way the camo runs. It's just,
let's let the
camo Cerakote's coming out amazing.
You guys like to see a ported of some sort, at least the slide port, maybe the barrel. 17 or 19 with the Stiffler setup, and we'll make that like one of the short-term, what do you call it, mascots of the show. And we can show that off on Rumble too on Saturday. So there you go. Stiffler Manufacturing.
Oh, thank you, Zoku.
Also with Chen we appreciate the support, brother. All right, Stiffler, Kirk 20, Stiffler, Mike McClune, the Goon, brother, great to see you. Also with Chen appreciate you, brother, and also the moderator. So we typically don't ban people. I mean, speaking of banning people, here's my turned off. I should be able to see my chat.
Actually, do I have a turbo with me? I do. I do have a turbo.
Do a 19.
Here we go. Graphite black turbo.
Buttload of 19 parts, bro. Oh, and also Drewski. Is Drewski out there? If Drewski is out there, I did find. Hey, MC, good to see you, bro. Frederick Donegan, 19. You have too many 17, 45.
That Grim M. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of do that, but there he is. I do have a Gen 5 17 threaded barrel, and if I recall correctly, it was like $79. Hold on.
All right, let's meet Dark real quick for a second. There we are. So, for those of you joining us, Stiffler Manufacturing, we turn steel bars into gun slides. And of course, tonight we're going to watch DLD After Dark, Red Dawn Readiness. They're going to go over the HPA and the Short Act. Definitely support that. You should reach out to your congressman, make sure they support it too. We are also excited to announce Siley Optics. They sent us a couple to try out. And there's the cover. Here's how one looks on our slide. If we do something with them, we'll see what happens. But they sent us 2 of these to test out. So we're going to take them to the range and we're going to mess with them a little bit and see how they do. And this is their Wolf X Pro. I should probably tag Siley on this. I'll do that after the fact. But I'm seeing quite a few gun tubers and quite a few businesses start to check these guys out. I will wait until we range test it to give a review. But it fits the slide well. Oh yeah, Poppy. I've been on his lives. Well, not as part of the live, but chatting with people and stuff for quite a while now. I might I might join a live tomorrow night with Red Dawn Readiness. He's going to be on the live with DLD After Dark tonight. Oh man, so many streams. Well, I have to say what I do like about this from the start, and I don't think there's any way for me to show it, but on the Wolf X Pro, I can actually change the reticle, which is pretty awesome. Which has just a typical red dot, but it also has a crosshair and then a crosshair with dot, and you can cycle between them to whatever your preferred optic reticle is, and that's a pretty cool feature. There we go. Turn that off. And I do like that it comes with a variety of mounting screws for you. Oh, does it? I haven't had a no light yet. And they give us a little patchy. I think this comes with every optic they send out, but they give us a little patchy patch. Yeah, that's a good thing for the variety of the screws. We get a lot of customers that ask us about optic screws because they get an optic and there's no instructions on what to use, what sizes, and a lot of people, put well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but some people put the longer screw on the right side, and it messes with cycling and extraction and causes light primer strikes, and it just causes issues. You're supposed to use the longer screw on the left, the shorter screw on the right, and make sure you're using the right size screws when you put on an optic. Yeah, has a good set of instructions. Comes with a couple Allen wrenches, little optic rag, bunch of screws, which is nice. Apparently, some optics out there don't have enough screws for people. Hey, Utah Dad, thanks for popping in. And I like the little cover it comes with too, little rubber just cover for when you're not using your optic. Boom, there we go, nice little cover. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We might stock, them on our website. We might not. We got to see how the range test goes. Um, more to follow on that. And we also have a Gideon optic, so I'm kind of curious to see how those two stack up. It's just been so hot; it's been really hard to get to the range. And indoor ranges often don't let you record, so even when you ask, sometimes they just say no. Somebody stupid before you caused problems. Yeah, a little bit. I'm starting to do some more lives, trying to join people's lives, do stuff like this where I'm showing other people's lives while I'm chatting to people. It's been helping out a bit. I like to give zero instructions. There's people who've never zeroed an optic before. So that's cool. Yeah, we'll see if we can keep it growing over the summer. The hardest part is finding time. Yeah. Let's turn dark back on.
SBRs, SBSs, it doesn't sound like it. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe all those privateers that were used by the government that belonged to private citizens during the Revolutionary War, and maybe those were just like make
not bad looking.
Pardon, thanks, brother. Great to see you.
I wish YouTube would let me put this on a frame so I could show that. But
great to see you, brother. Also a channel member. Appreciate you.
I would not be able to manipulate it at all.
All these channel members, man, I couldn't do this without y'all. Seriously, you guys are the ones. You're the one true. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, brother. Great to see you as well. Also a channel member.
Hey, Drew in Oregon.
Producer of the show.
Didn't see him earlier. Oh, Lightning Scott.
Misfit, Fluffy Bunny.
Fly Rich. We're gonna send him an optics on the brand. We're gonna send him a slide, one of our Space Worn Hellas.
The producer of the show, Stiffler, Frederick Donegan of Red Dawn Readiness, brother. Great to see you, man. Appreciate you. Fluffy Bunny, Drewski, lifetime channel member. Great to see you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Let's see, Fluffy Bunny, Kurt 24, Mike McClune. My bad, I'm way behind. I'm just catching up. Just bear with me. Frederick Donegan, and if you guys
the white slide here. So this is one of our older slides. We don't do this color anymore, but it is the SM-19 Viper in Stormtrooper White. We have since switched from Stormtrooper White to Arctic White.
Coming up,
the Stormtrooper White was just a bit too glossy.
Which I hope he remembers, because Red Dawn Readiness was going to come on the show in place.
Hey, Flying Red.
Because he's going to be out of town.
G23, Fat Gray Man. Good seeing you guys.
24, Stiffler, yes, please hit the like button if you will.
It's a nice slide. It's just it's a bit too glossy. If you're out in the sun and shooting, the sun catches it too much, the glare, and it gets right back at you. So switched over to Arctic White. Hey, RTT Guns and Gear, what's going on?
We were all showing off like Rumble stuff, and
so just watching some other people's lives and showing off this optic that Sightly Optics gave us to test out. And we completed our second 17 slide this week, and we're going to start working on the third one sometime soon. Oh, right on. How's GunCon going? We might join Red Dawn Readiness for a live tomorrow night, maybe Saturday. I'll try to get with him and get more info on that.
But he actually died.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a SHOT Show where the first day or two is businesses meeting and greeting.
Some like certain people, man. First, Butane Bob, Kurt 24, Jordan Bidwell, of course, Drew. Like, there's so many of these great people that just, like,
man, this would be a cool one. I don't know if you tried Sightly Optics, but we've got two of them. And if you're doing some kind of range stuff, maybe we go to the range, or if you have time, I don't know, if you try one out and see how you like it.
Just like some people are like that. Well, Butane Bob is like that as well. Those Kurt. And
how's Sightly doing, Poppy? This is we're very new to them. We got to talking about them in a couple of lives with some people, and then all of a sudden they reach out to us.
And now it is sitting in the hands of DLD. He took the white 6320 grip module, and he just, for YouTube, this is just a piece of plastic. There's nothing in this. There's absolutely nothing in this at all. And he rip dyed this, and
seems like everybody's getting one. I know they're a Chinese company.
And he took like Gorilla Tape.
Some people have some really nice things to say about them. I kind of want to see some torture tests and stuff.
And then dipped in the lower half into red, and then what happened to Blue?
Oh, they did. Okay, I'll have to check out that video.
He's saying, dude, you are a heck of a guy in Virginia. It meant a lot to get that. And
I'm watching 3 screens at once. Yeah.
I did mention that one of my bills with the Petless line said I was like, oh, I love this setup, but unfortunately.
Okay, that makes sense. They sent us, what was it, the Wolf X Pro and the Wolf EDG, EGD, EDG.
You save money and get free shipping.
And that's in their like their mid 200 to high 200 range.
Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate it.
Let's take a look here. Siley Optics. I can type right now. It's only been up since 4 a.m. Okay, here we go.
10 milli.
Oh, the cat. Cat. Oh, here we go. Oh, nope, that's a different wolf.
Stainless line, stainless barrel, black, 21 SF.
All right, there we are. Okay, so this one here is the Wolf X Pro for $235. Oh, potential scam call. Okay.
I'm just trying to like tear down all the stuff. Like I need so much less stuff. G23.
Okay, and next page maybe. Nope, did I miss it? Oh, here we go. The Wolf EDG. Okay, so for $280 for that one. Okay, so they gave us 2. So this one for $235 and that one for $280.
Probably a printer with my error. Error with my printer, but I didn't find it so I can go on it. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys and all your patience. The software is for sure stupid. The same thing. Unprinted labels, want to ship. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Dude.
Okay, I guess we're gonna try out the Wolf X Pro first.
I don't know, bro. My bad. I know this.
We were thinking about going out to the desert and doing it, but I don't know. We might just go pick a local in town, maybe Zona Tactical or something like that.
You know what I might do? I might do a little.
Oh yeah, you'll like some of his videos. He's got some good ones.
So for jail members, I might do a little draw. Give a little extra.
Yeah, if you're watching, subscribe to RTT Guns and Gear, Poppy the Gun Guy, Low Average Utah Dad, FB Ordnance, Theo's Guns, and of course we're watching DLD After Dark. Subscribe to him. Red Dawn Readiness, Flying Rich Firearms, John Crump News. Give all those guys a look.
So that's why I've gotten a free night every day for the last 2 weeks. I thought doctors would be. You gotta be careful. Don't say stuff like that. People will believe you. With like. Red Dot Readiness.
Oh, we really got to get that collab with Flying Rich ready to roll. But knocking out this new 17, it is taking a lot of time. Actually, I have one right here. This one's not for sale, but yep. SM17 Zoom.
Hold up. Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah,
I will be working on the turbo next, and after that, probably the 43.
Did you get my thank you in the mail? I don't think I saw it. Did you ship it to the PO box? If you ship it to the PO box, I might have not seen it pop up yet, but usually I know there's like one.
Oh, okay. Was that the one you were? I think you mentioned that when we were talking previously.
Go there. And I appreciate you. Thank you, bro. Senor Bull, brother. Great to see you. Also,
okay. So that's their cheap optic at the time. So this might be an improvement.
Ripco Readiness, brother. Great to see you as well. And then there are people like Red Dawn Readiness doing all these G23 reviews. I know, and you guys got like a little circle of
bad. It's almost got this little. Well, it's not a rear sight, but I mean, I suppose you could improvise it as one. Little, I guess I'll call it a housing. Housing for the elevation.
Earlier, I said I found a bunch of orders that were marked to ship but hadn't printed and been shipped. So yours is one of them too.
Okay. So the wolf's probably an improvement, and I guess the cat is also an RMR style.
I'll be here in the morning. I usually see you on the after watch. FGM.
Thank you for telling me I'm live on my own live. Good job, YouTube. I'll have to add this to the little. We've got a sort of patch wall started up, so it'll be a mix of army unit patches and gun patches and stuff. So I guess we'll add the Siley patch to that. Company patches too, I suppose.
I'll actually get into that real quick. Let me make sure I get this. Hey, there's one back money from the
Oh, who do we have over here? Kurt 24, he's a good guy. G23, check him out. RTT Guns and Gear, he knows who G23 is. Goon Beam, they do lights. Who else do we have on here?
I don't want any in 17. Actually, the only reason I own one is I think it's 17 and 18 is because that was my dad.
I don't know. We might make a SIG. Maybe a P365 or maybe even a 320. It depends on how this stuff goes with SIG and how the market goes.
Okay, here we are. Dang, more beta Prince member for 37 months. Best 300 blackout barrel. Look, to be honest, I think anything beyond 8.5 to 9 inches is kind of wasteful. It's not like dumb, but so okay. Let me back up. It depends on the application. Okay, if you are trying to drive as much accuracy out of it as possible, then it is worth going beyond it a little bit. I think anything beyond 12 inches isn't worth it. Peak performance, you're going to get around 8.5 to 9 ballpark, just from like rough numbers, depending on the specific application of your replay or T-cell.
Let's see, they have. Let's see if there's any of their cheaper ones. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so we have. It's just a Siley CG2 for $106. Oh yeah, here's the Wolf Zero. Okay, so these are probably their cheaper end ones that you were having an issue with. And the cap, okay. Oh yeah, if you're watching DLD After Dark, he takes a little bit to get into it, but he likes to go through and welcome everyone to his channel. He'll have a little bit of pre-discussion. But his lives might last anywhere from an hour to 3, 4, 5.
I like talking, and that's why I have a platform where I talk, because I talk and I talk when I talk. Let's see what we got.
One thing that's kind of different is that there it is. The Wolf EDG is apparently drop resistant, whereas the X Pro is not. So we'll see how that goes.
It's something that probably won't, something that I could print that probably won't sell. Let's see, like it is. Maybe I'll tell you what. I'll give you guys permission. Every time I go on a little,
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're in Ohio.
But
Yeah, man, get some sleep.
Flying Rich with another $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. I will pay you not to subscribe.
And if you're doing any lives or videos, I'll go and check them out.
He's joking, right? No, I think he's just jealous and wants you to subscribe to Flying Rich.
I haven't tried the OLED OSI. I've heard kind of back and forth. Some people like them, some people don't.
He's kind of taking a step away from the whole world of streaming videos and all that, but he is doing well. He's doing what he wants to.
And shout out to Theo's Guns. They were first commenters.
Feel free. I mean, reach out to them on, social media. Tell me love them. Bring it back. Senor Bob, Steve, it's probably from a lot of dudes like hot dogs.
Let's see, what is... Oh, yes. I keep bringing this one up, but you got to try and help some people out once in a while. So if you have a friend, buddy, whatever, with a busted slide, tell them to reach out to us, and we might do a swap. Their slide for our slide. We helped this guy out here. We got him an SN19 Zoom. And I don't know if this will ever be usable again. I occasionally entertain the idea of trying to work with it, but I doubt it. It's pretty jacked up. But yeah, we have 19 and 17 slides. Reach out to us. Maybe, even if it's something you don't like. Maybe you have a slide that's maybe you have a Glock slide that you just don't like anymore, or a Glock clone slide. Yeah, feel free to reach out. Maybe we'll swap you for one of ours. No, I don't have a forge, and this is 416R steel, so something we wouldn't even use. Actually, that's a good comparison. So here's the steel we use, and there's so much here compared to yeah. Let's use a Viper. So look how much gets taken away. Without dropping it. Yeah, just look how much gets removed. So, no, we order our steel from other companies around the U.S. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, we've had some people recommend maybe if we put this in an oven, we could heat it up and then get what's left of the safety plunger in there and maybe get it out. But it's a good talking piece at the very least. This is a Remsport R19, I do believe, with the flat front. As for whether or not Remsport actually is the manufacturer, that I have no idea. Oh, Marconi Armory. They make slides too. They got some really interesting ones. For the price of a Readiness, you get a whole slide barrel combo. It's good. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. And actually, we'll do this. We'll bring on our guest of honor. Frederick Donegan, welcome. You're welcome. Some people have given me a little crap for that, talking with other slide companies and whatnot. But we all make something different. They make a completely different design than we do. They do something totally different. It's a very big market. No one company can take all of it. They're going to be like, you can't tell me what to do. So there's no point not saying hi, being friendly with each other. Oh, hey, Red Dawn's on. So yeah, we might do a live with him tomorrow night. I'll find out more later about that.
Anyway, welcome. Hey, Armsman, brother, great to see you as well. I love the fat pack holsters, and I'll be a supporter of fat pack for the rest of forever. But man, I gotta tell you what.
Hey, the Armsman.
For this thing, I really want to get one of the Armsman holsters shotgun things with pretty noise thing.
Oh yeah, and so we gave Red Dawn Readiness one of our slides as well, one of our camo.
Absolutely. Do we have?
I'm struggling right now. I want to say it was a Zoom, but it might have been a Viper. Hey, Flying Rich.
Right. We got Safety Harbor Firearms community. We got Stiffler Manufacturing community. We got Drewski, Kurt 24 Ski, Montcaloni. We got Gideon. We got Goobie. We got
Gideon Optics is up in here. Moonbeam. Fat Tack Holsters, Black Diamond's Guns and Gear. I always mess that one up. Black Diamond Guns and Gear.
Yeah, just a bunch of awesome people. BB, good to see you, BB. Appreciate you, man. All right, so before we jump too far into it, because I know we're only 56 minutes into the stream, that's my bad. Oh, nice. 29-inch max vest in stock, but don't buy one.
Oh, Safety Harbor Firearms.
Here's the funny thing. So, I actually dropped your name the other day. So I was
I'll have to go check him out.
A friend of mine has like 36 patents.
Oh, Chanson's live too, but he'll be live after this one's over. That man does more live than I've seen anyone do.
One particular firearm, and it is a very, very unique firearm that, hear me out.
I was actually watching one of his lives, talking with people, and I went to bed, and then I woke up and he was still live. And not like he had passed out in front of his camera or something like that. He was actually still live talking to people. Freaking wild.
All right, that is a big claim, but it will.
Okay, yeah, Safety. All right, Safety Harbor Firearms. Giving them a sub.
But he's shopping to companies that are, potentially going to purchase the patents and maybe start manufacturing stuff. And I was like, well, I would also consider looking at smaller guys that have the capability of doing stuff like that. And I was like, I got a good friend you should probably reach out to. And it may, it may be that nothing, is worked out.
Step away for just a second.
This is a guy I worked at the gun shop.
Myself some more coffee.
Like over 10 years ago with him, right? And I was like, have you ever heard of Safety Harbor Firearms? He was like, yeah, dude, I had one of the 50 BMGs, like, when they first came out, before they were even classified as a firearm, one of their uppers. And it took me back for that split second, because I, completely forgot that he had one of those 50 BMGs. So, this was, 15 years ago, maybe sometime around 12 to 15 years ago. Let me know if I'm off. Or maybe when you started manufacturing them, because is the Shoe 50 considered a firearm? Just the upper alone, the Safety Harbor Firearms SHTF 50 is literally considered a firearm by itself, which is completely absurd because the lower is also a serialized firearm. That's great. Absolutely, Christ is King. Okay, before we get too far into it, yes, man, I love this. You see this? Jesus is Lord, Christ is King. Boom, love y'all. So nice, you got your Ranger tab. Yep. Honorary. It's an honorary Ranger. What he means is that he's a forest ranger, and only you can prevent forest fires. That's right. So before we get too far into this, let's do this. Red Dawn. Frederick Donegan, if you could take a moment to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
I am Red Dawn Readiness on all platforms, and I am also
civilian outfit.
outpost. That is right. It's gone through so many.
How do I know that?
Bro, it's hard avoiding the overlords. You know?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Long day.
See, they're so good at what they do. They literally make you forget your stuff. You know? You're like, I don't know. I don't even get notifications.
And I should get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. And whole day ahead of me. I should do a whole bunch of stuff. But these guys are going to end up keeping me up until probably 10, 11 o'clock.
Especially for like the right item. You know?
So yes, I am a YouTuber. I have a Instagram. Really, I'm just a gun enthusiast, Christian father, business-minded person that likes to share what my hobbies are with other people. So feel free to subscribe to my YouTube and Instagram and Rumble, because honestly, I do pretty much all my life on Rumble now, because I can actually like hold things up like this. Plastic holsters that's rubber.
It's good. When I was just lighting this up, I got a little nervous, you know.
Red Dawn stalks people at Costco. That's hilarious.
Green beans all the time. Smart marketing.
I know, right? Smart marketing, not dealing with firearms.
Here's that one night that I picked up that cool steel.
Oh, yeah.
Off my belt.
Let me see here. Click it in slowly to the stage to the sheet. Let me see.
They just pop back up over on me. So like, look. I mean, it seems like I don't understand what it was. Maybe because it was next to my sidearm.
I know. Okay. If I were to take a guess, this is what I would say. Now, this has happened before. And this is important for anyone else that may be like bolting knives to their equipment. Depending on like how hard you're pushing the kydex or bolting it down to your equipment, was it bolted down to other polymer, or it was just a clip?
And I take this clip and just literally put it into the molly. Then I can rotate it however I want. And I had it like on my right side like this. So I could,
Scroll through. Flying Ridge, Kurt 24, G23, Goon Beam, Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, Robert Ham.
If you're like bolting it down or screwing it down to like under
The Armsman,
like the thyroid behind your
Safety Harbor Firearms,
whatchamacallit?
Lightning Scott.
Yeah. Sometimes it can actually.
I might have interacted with some of these other people. Eric Stockbridge, Mike McClune the Goon.
That's why I don't get. Like, I didn't even, because it's next to
You're in
my
Oregon.
pistol, I'm like, maybe when I threw my
That
pistol,
Rooster.
I'm like, looking where it fell during this drill, and I'm like,
Marconi Armory.
where am I gun?
Zanti Misfit.
I don't understand. So
And it's a rotating clip, like the clip rotates.
Yep.
Gerald Muir.
Maybe it just
So I'm
rotated
totally butchering that
when you
last
were
name.
running and
Tech Money.
Gravity took over.
I mean, well, because of where it is behind the holster,
Gutter Cheese.
things rotate that way. I mean, you can maybe go back, down.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Team AARP. Very nice, Kurt.
Like
Very nice.
I mean, I love cold steel. They're great.
It's like perfect for like going fishing or something.
Yeah.
Little fish.
Yeah, so this live is, and this is very common with DLD After Dark, so you might spend 3+ hours watching. But it's been the first hour or so, welcoming people, talking about businesses, do a little bit of pre-show talk, and then he gets into the actual show.
Yeah, well, all over the outside, there's little nicks into it because they've removed a bunch of material on the outside. Yeah, so.
What did I miss? I was in the chat, but I might have missed some things.
Yeah.
The world is basically on fire. So I don't know if you covered any of them. Every time I'm on, bro.
There's always something, bro. But when that just fell, I just found another Gideon sticker. So, hey, it's a win. Yeah, so,
Okay, I thought lost my life there for a second.
I mean, many things that we can talk about, but I did say that I would discuss this because someone is Senor Bob.
Okay, I will have to
give that guy the guy that was like cursing at me and stuff. Give him his money back and be like, yeah, no, I don't do business with people that treat me like that, right? Which honestly, at a different stage in the transaction, I would have done, right? So this is one of my businesses is DLD hardware, which I sell jigs for building guns, parts and tools and things like that for building guns. That's also where all the
stream help is good.
So if you guys enjoy
pro-limited
government merch, pro-freedom, liberty, and independence merch.
And for those of you watching, we are doing a 4th of July sale from July 3rd to July 6th. We'll be selling our strip slides in SM19, in USMC red, Arctic white, and NRA blue at 15% off. Just use code USA25.
I am telling that story. Hold on. DLD, pull up the armsman's comment. Okay, hold on. Oh, the armsman says, RDR, I can fix that for you. It's the Kydex. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't even know if these are actually Kydex or if they're like injected plastic is what I think. It's injected molded plastic. Yeah, I have to get armsmen to like make me a holster.
You could even get them to make you a sheet for it.
Yes.
Instead of a holster.
I call it a holster.
I mean, it kind of is, right?
You know what? I should have you make me a really good one for this thing.
Oh, dude.
Because I do love this.
I got to show you how. So mine came with Molly. We can get into that in a second. Stiffler Manufacturing says, remember not to use code DARK if you plan on getting one of our red, white, or blue slides around July 4th. We're doing a sale. Use code USA25 instead. Very good point. Very good point. Now, Stiffler Manufacturing, how many dollars do you send me every single day? Yeah, it's zero. Yeah, no, and I want y'all to know, like, it's not just stuff that I'm trying to do for money. Like, we need to help the homies in our community of people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'll tell the story, right? So, like Bob said, like, if it was someone that reached out and like totally tripped out on me, I would literally just give his money back to him and be like, I am selecting to not do business with you. Okay, but this guy hit me up, and if I recall correctly, either his first package had gotten lost or something like that, or there wasn't movement on it. I don't recall what it was, but there was a slight delay in the beginning. Because like I shared at the beginning of the show, I'm having issues with like the syncing of my shipping software and my printer, which is a huge pain.
You ship with USPS?
Yeah, it's USPS.
Aren't they like a part of the federal government?
You know what's interesting? They are part of the federal government.
I wonder if like they dislike you or something.
They won't.
Yep, someone did try using the code early. It happens every sale.
Certain arms of the government
like
lose everything. I mean, some of them are totally.
I mean, the code might go live a little bit early, like the day prior, like right before we go to bed or something like that. But Joe Buck you.
Second day in a row, I didn't pick up packages, and then I found out this my mailman that always stops by. If I put anything out, he'll pick it up. Like no question. It's on vacay. So, okay. So
probably saw the file and was like, I'm just gonna
look at that. Yeah. So basically, the dude had already made a purchase.
So I cannot see that comment. What the hell?
Sent it out and shipped it, and it just hey Joe Buck. It was just sitting for some reason. But the weird thing is that it didn't show any other tracking, and it was sitting in like California or something. So I was like, you know what? Here's what I'll do. Because clearly something is wrong. I'm just going to package it.
Okay, I can see it there.
And send it out to you, right? And it was within the amount of days that I, enlist in the product listing that stuff is going to ship. Anyway.
Coon Bean, did you say that with a straight face?
So the guy texted me like 27 times at like 10:30 at night, 11:30 at night, and it was kind of ridiculous. But I didn't respond to him because I don't want to teach people that I'm available for business conversations at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. And anyway, the guy, I sent him the info, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what happened, but here's another one.
I'm available for business conversations. That's why I'm up this late.
And the dude was super rude in the first place, but he already paid. I had already shipped it, and I had already shipped another one because the other one will come back to me eventually. And if it doesn't, whatever. It's a loss that I have to work out into all my numbers anyway. So he ends up getting it, and I don't know what kind of frame people have when they're placing an order, right? Like, I don't know what tool you're getting stuff for. So if someone gets a single pin jig, they probably just need to do the single pin on like a 76% frame. If people get the old school complete 80% jig, they're probably using it on an 80% frame, or they're going to forego doing the front pin like completely, right? Which some people do. So when I see orders and it says, one regular full size jig, I'm not going to be like.
And of course, Farmsman, when this happens, we get customers who complain, hey, why is my tracking not updated? And, we have no control over the United States Postal Service or FedEx or UPS or whatever shipping service. And, it's really weird, honestly, that some people think that we as the business have any control over shipping. We don't really. Once we get the postage on there, once everything's packaged up and ready to go, it is in the hands of the post office. And we just have to trust that they are doing the right thing, unfortunately.
Don't buy this if you're using it for the bridge frame, 76% frame, ECF compliant frame, whatever, right? And I list that there. And then I also list on the single pin jig, stop. If you need to drill all of the pins in a frame, then you also need this one, right? It's the way it is. I don't currently have a jig that does all of the
what do I have here? I have a screen issue here. I'm getting audio.
Someone doesn't need to
I'm getting audio.
Maybe they just need to buy one of those single pin holes, right? And most dudes that are doing this have a regular full size jig, and they just.
Hey, Shed Owl, how's it going?
So it doesn't really make sense for me to pay to develop an entirely new jig for one hole, right? When I already offer a single pin jig for whatever. Anyway, so I don't know what kind of product you're getting a tool for. It's on the consumer to do that. So, Dark, I suggest.
Well, I'm in a weird. I lost visual, but I have audio. This is weird. But hey, earlier we were talking about.
It doesn't necessarily make sense because, like,
wait, is that showing it? Nope. I can't even see myself moving.
And it would cost more money to develop another one.
Okay, let's stop the screen sharing for a second.
I mean, I've considered it, but I personally.
Okay, so earlier we were talking about a new optic we're getting from Siley Optics, or rather, we already have it. They sent it out to us. This is their Wolf X Pro they want us to check out. So we're going to take this to the range and go do some stuff with it.
Sorry, I misunderstood. Is the full size jig and the single pin jig, and it's taking a little bit off, like to save a little bit of money, and then also
there we go.
A double.
That's what they sent us.
Yeah.
So shout out to Siley Optics. We'll do a little review.
And then also
put some rounds down range and see how we feel about it.
Mostly because they may feel like they're going to mess up a frame or something like that.
All right, so, let me try and refresh and see what the hell's going on there.
Full-size jig, which is for the 80% frame.
Okay, refreshing or trying to. Doesn't seem to be working. That's wonderful. All right, let's try and reopen him. Live. Come on.
And I would guess that he did not read the product listing.
What the hell?
That said, stop. If you're doing a 66%
Yep, everything's buffered.
frame, you also need this, right?
Interesting.
And the guy.
Well, that sucks. How long have I been doing this? 1 hour?
He doesn't say anything to me, but
we'll keep trying. We'll keep trying to get him refreshed. If not, we'll jump off DLD for a bit, and then we will try and jump on Chance or somebody.
So, man, I don't want to show his number, but I want to show the ridiculousness of like how many times homeboy was oh. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Anyway, and then finally.
Okay, here we go. This might be working. Okay.
Now, guys, look, I have been making an extremely specific focus, not cursed. Okay, I've been doing my absolute best, and I have foregone curse words because the Bible says to get the filth out of your mouth. There's a bunch of different reasons. Also, if you literally read the dictionary as to cursing, it's like the purpose of using curse words is to spread negativity and whatever the word is.
Did not work. Okay, let's try that again.
It's just nothing that we want to spread, right? But for the purpose of this, I really have to send it home with the words that he said. Okay, it says, and this is I'm reading another man's words right now. You must be kidding. There's no hole for drilling the front locking block hole.
Oh God, the lag.
Retard.
What the hell?
He says his name. Issue a full refund right away. Then you can go fuck yourself. And then 1 minute later, he says, just send me the fucking measurements. And at this moment, I was literally putting my daughter down for bed. So I said, sir, you ordered the traditional 19 PF940 CJ, which specifically states that if you're using this to drill a 76%.
Okay, there we go.
Compliant frame, that you need a single pin locking block jig in conjunction with this. All of that is literally on every single product listing. No need to be nasty and hostile. Now think of this. Already purchased, paid for.
There we go. Okay, that looks like it's working.
He has it in hand. If this happened before I shipped the item, done. No amount of money.
Hey, Quattro, what's going on?
Some amount of money worth it, but
doing this for a little bit, we'll give you a quick little rundown. So, telling people we turn these steel bars into Glock slides, or rather Glock style slides.
I'm in the middle of something now. I'll get right back to you in just a bit.
We were given an RMR optic by Siley Optics to try out. And we're going to take it to the range sometime.
Send it to me.
This is what it looks like on one of our slides.
What you've done is in danger. He's saying that I have a responsibility.
We'll take this to the range. I'll get a review on it at some point.
Because he's now been endangered because of my lack.
But I like that it has a changing reticle. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Comes with a lot of variety of screws, so people can get it hooked up for their slide nice and easy.
You are a conspirator.
Even comes with a little patchy patch.
So, naturally,
that I am.
We completed our second 17 slide today. Or not today, this week. So this is our first 17 slide, the SM17 Viper.
If you mean that I'm conspiring to help people.
And here is our second, the SM17 Zoom.
Zero governmental overreach. Yes, I am a conspirator. And my response naturally was LM.
And we'll be working on our third 17 slide sometime shortly. This is the 19 version of it, the turbo.
I said, I told you I'd get right back.
And so we'll create a 17 variant of it.
Not so rude. I would be willing to do way more to help you. And how would
lower that channel a bit. It seems to be pretty tight. I'm not getting any play. Yeah, I probably have to let me stop that screen real quick. Hold on. Boom, there we go. Oh yeah. You know, funny thing is, this is our most popular slide, the Viper, and we only created it because another company wanted this design and they wanted to sell it, and so we purchased the steel, we got the end mills, we got all the steel, which is just a bunch of these steel bars. No, it's a flat optic cut. But they had ordered 200 of them, so we made them. We spent the money on the steel and everything, and then they weren't ready to buy them. So instead of selling them to that company, we ended up selling them on eBay and on our website, and now it is our most popular slide. As opposed to our first, well, sort of first design. Because we were just like, hey, look, and this wasn't cheap, as you can imagine. Buying 200 of these just for that one order, that was not cheap. And then the end mills that broke, the coolant, all the time and labor. And then you have to go through and you have to hand deburr each slide. So this is, our SM17 Viper in its raw state. And so you got to go through there and deburr it and tumble it and sand it and Cerakote it. Then QC it and send it off. And then, of course, we bought boxes for them to ship in too. So when they said they weren't ready, it was just like, okay, well, we got to find somebody to sell them to because we need our money. Oh, yeah. And we're going through carbide too. And the steel we cut through, it's 17.4. It's not 416R. So it's harder on the end mills.
a court docket, which gets really interesting. Okay, I can't say.
Oh, thank you.
I could. I don't want to give too much info. Okay?
And after the third 17, we will probably do a 43.
Okay, but hold on. So I didn't even want to look up the court
And
docket.
we have been in business for 2.5 years. That first year was the real hurdle.
Do you know who
because the only models we had were the original Flash. And this is currently on hiatus right now. And then, of course, our Viper.
So I said, I have put you in absolutely no danger at all. I have absolutely no idea who you are. And all I know is that you chose to order a product.
I know I had one with me.
From my website.
I hope nobody moved it.
I have to arm you or equip you with anything.
Okay, well, we had a helmet. I'm not sure where it is. But then, of course, our turbo slide.
We entered into an agreement. The agreement is that you made a purchase.
And then, way over there, our Leonidas slide, which is also currently on hiatus while we focus on our 17s.
Choices are up says, that retarded legal jargon, don't text me again. Now, when he said don't text me again, I was literally already hitting send on another message. And I know why he was doing this.
Hey, Shooter Elite Firearms started following us.
Contacted me and said, hey man, I ordered the wrong item.
Much appreciated.
Single pin locking block jig 2. I probably would have just literally sent it to you for free. But instead you chose to curse at me, use harsh language, and call me a retard. That won't get you very far with anyone. And while they clicking send on that,
there we go.
That retarded legal jargon, don't text me again. Now, because he sent that court docket showing that he is clearly litigious, possibly even in this stream watching right now, I knew.
Briefly we thought about that.
Because you can actually.
But the dovetail is just so common.
Cyber harassment.
It's kind of like the RMR optic cut. Like we thought about doing other cuts, but the RMR optic is so common, it just kind of made sense to go with that.
What's that?
You have unsubscribed.
Occasionally we think about doing other things, but a big part of it is market, will it sell, and then of course the distributors and vendors that we work with, what do they want? So sometimes we entertain certain concepts,
and he said, I asked you,
but it's a more of just a will it sell.
Text me again. And I wanted to respond and say,
like we get people asking us about the Block 22, and we're probably not going to make that, especially after Glock is discontinuing it.
It's like if you text like 5 times or something like that, you could actually be.
Let's see, this is one of the
so
sales
and
slides.
again,
What happened to my red slide?
If I had seen that before
what happened to my helmet?
I would have even sent it, right? But because I clicked send while I saw it, I was like, oh, what? And then he said, I asked you not to text me again. And then,
I'll find it. It's around here somewhere.
Back. But after all this, later that evening, put my daughter to sleep and all that. And,
we occasionally get requests for the combat optic cut too, and
really, even if you were
where the rear sight is in front of the optic, but there's just not enough demand for us to bother trying to do it.
It doesn't have the front locking block pin. I'd say, you know what? No problem. I'll go ahead and ship one out to you.
Yeah, probably would be. The kind of plan we have with it is to keep the slide as versatile for the customer. So some people still criticize us for putting an RMR optic cut on it, and that we don't make any slides that are just plain, no optic cuts.
Don't know anything about me or anything like.
But the sales plan seems to be working somewhat fine.
So obviously, I feel less
keeping slides as customizable for the customer as possible.
So of course who acts like that? I know, TMC. That's what I'm saying.
It's like, dude, there's a No Kings protest coming up. And
I got to be on.
My life is in danger.
Watch him text me and be like, just so you know, I was at a protest and 2 peacekeepers shot at me.
Well, hello, Hank. None of us have been talking about the ATF, so I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Yeah, we've had people ask about acro cuts and a few others, and it just, the RMR is so out there. Everyone has them. It made sense to go with the RMR. And though we don't use boss lugs, recoil posts, our cut's tight, and so we haven't had any issue. I know people have complained about shearing, but I feel like that is just a lack of a tight cut. Try to use whole sentences there, man. I'm not fully understand what you're talking about. But yeah, we are absolutely Second Amendment supporters. I mean, we are a slide manufacturing business. So we make slides that fit Glock 19s and Glock 17s. Okie dokie. I'm not going to try and dissuade you in your illusions, so I'm hoping you're having a great day and stay 2A. But this is our newest one that we got this week. And so just a standard 17 with an RMR cut. Okay, then. There we are. But the third that we're going to be doing, it will be this 19 SM19 Turbo, but it'll be the 17 length, and then we are going to extend the ported window to match that length. And then after that, we are planning on the SM43, which will match the Glock 43 and Glock 43X. Well, you're using profanity towards me, so why would I endorse any of your programs? I'm happy to do collaborations with people, but you need to dial yourself down a bit, man. You can be plus minus 3,000 on the optic fit. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, M14 is a solid rifle. Though I think I prefer carrying around an M249. The 5.56, of course, isn't as big as the 7.62, but you just gotta love that belt. Papa Spank. Yes, other countries do have mandatory military service, and they often kind of suck. Take South Korea, for example. Quite a few of their troops, not so great. I've met some cool guys, but mandatory service does not create great soldiers, my dude. And I did 10 years. My brother did 6. Another guy we got working in the shop did 4 years of service. And all of us would rather have guys who actually want to be there shoulder to shoulder. I mean, if we have to do a draft, if there's a big ass war, country's got to do what it's got to do. But having a peacetime draft all the time, probably not the best idea. Though civic service should probably be encouraged. A full-time draft all the time, yeah, nah.
To receive the product and its shipping, and I shipped him the product and paid for the shipping, and he received the product.
Okay.
And that was it. Which means
you gotta make it like 30.
Yeah, me too, man.
I know it's just the way that it works out too. $33.
After the 43, though, we have been taking a look at the SIG P365 and the SIG P320/M17. So that might be another option we do for a future slide someday. Uh-huh. It's funny you mentioned the militias. Some of the states do have what you would call a state defense force or a state guard. So they actually do have their own militia outside of what you would call the National Guard. To be honest, I really wouldn't consider the National Guard a militia anymore, considering their dual state and federal status. Okay, yeah, go ahead and start your own private militia, by all means. Yeah, a little bit. So we do have some. When we first started, we were kind of looking at other slides. We had like some 1911 and 2011 prototypes, and the competition for it just seems a little rough for us, at least at the time. But now that we're growing, I don't know. Maybe we might have to look back into it again. So we use SCT manufacturing, which I would recommend people either use Glock OEM or SCT. And so this SM19 Leonidas here, we have an SCT parts kit, and we've run 1,500 rounds through it on that kit. And yeah, working in a gun machining shop and 10 years of military service, I think my life's already complicated, buddy. But yeah, we're using SCT manufacturing parts kits. And then for barrels, we use DLD Performance. And we just started getting threaded and ported barrels in. Oh, that sucks. I actually have one Canadian rifle. It's an old 22, and I can't remember the brand offhand right now. But it shocked me when I found it, so I had to buy it. A rifle that actually says "Made in Canada" on it. So I had to get it, and I've got a few other foreign ones too. I got a British Lee Enfield from the First World War. If I remember right, it's dated in 1916. I got a Russian Mosin Nagant from World War II, dated 1942. Yeah, I'm sure I've got something else too. Oh no, I had one. I don't have it anymore. I did have a Brazilian revolver. Bills were tough at the time, unfortunately, so a few things got sold off in consignment at a gun shop. I do miss that revolver. I do miss my other one too. It was a Smith and Wesson 442 Airweight, like just a little pocket 38 plus P, and that thing was awesome. I've never shot one. I imagine it 22. Hmm. Was that similar to like 22 mag, or is that closer to the 223? Let's see, 222 Remington, or no, 222 Magnum. It's okay. It's considered an obsolete round because it was replaced by the 223. It is rarely found in production in the United States. Okay. Oh yeah, and it does look similar to a 223. Okay. That is that is the issue I have found, like with 303 British. It's hard to find. There's a few companies that still make it, but it's still hard to find. And I need to get another box for my Lee Enfield because when you go to the range, you want to show off some of the old guns, some of your collection a little bit, and be like, hey, who wants to shoot a rifle from the First World War? Garen, that's because New Jersey sucks. Not to offend some of my customers who are probably from New Jersey. Much appreciate you. Yep, there is always more shit to do, Hank. Yeah, some of the old ones are real nice. I even have an old, I think it's a J. Stevens 410 bolt action shotgun. Wild. A rifle to use on a designated range. Just any range, man. Yeah, I'm not sure, Quattro. I'm not sure.
But hopefully not travel through the Target and give you a 2-for-1 special at Walmart. Yes, that's.
I mean, I don't even think I drank that much on the Iraqi border.
And I think you can only have like, I don't know. There was a time where New York was trying to bring them down to 7.
Oh wait, no, I didn't. Yeah.
Where do they
Not at all.
Oh yeah, right. Like, do they think that people make 7-round magazines? Or, you know what? Honestly, you know what they probably do? They probably look at the guns that come from the factory with like 6+1 magazines, or something like that. We can
have Glock 42.
Yeah, right. That's it. And actually, for anyone out there with Glock 42s, if you take out the polymer follower and you take it to a piece of sandpaper on the table and go, so you take like a little 16th of an inch off, you can actually fit 7+1 in there. So you're welcome, New Yorkers. 11 millimeter. Dude,
Oklahoma.
Honestly, I would rock 10mm way more often.
That's why most New Yorkers can either have 45s or 10 mil. And if I was down to 10 rounds, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna rock 45 ACP. It just makes sense.
I might do the 460 rolling.
I'm gonna do 45
45 ACP.
Big revolvers and 45-70. Hey, Black.
45-70.
Just showing off your sweet, delightful holsters, and we were just testing the FatTac +1s out there. And this bad boy right here, the Beretta M9A3, you can barely see it, is going to be the new.
Ooh, this is going to be a long live. I'm going to grab some more coffee. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Invite some friends, like, subscribe, and share.
No, I put it on a, or no, I put it on the 34. Sorry. Yeah. I put it on the 17, and it didn't look right. So I put it on the 34, and it's just like perfection. Background checks for animal purchases in New York, yeah, that's ridiculous. If you go to a gun shop in New York, you literally cannot even touch a firearm. It is, I may be mistaken, it is at least a misdemeanor, if not an actual felony, to handle a firearm if you don't have your firearms permit and a firearm that has been background checked, waited to the wait period, and it has been registered to you directly. Like, how absurd is that, dude? How does if my state was like that, I'd be, that's it. We're done. If we reach that point,
I've been saying that for a while. There's some fights that are not worth fighting. The battle is over. You lost. Now,
yeah,
somebody has to leave before you get in, but
you're not only your parents, your grandparents lost that fight. By the way, your grandparents were rolling around with 6-shooters in their waistband, chilling like nothing. And they're just like, it's not going to be a big deal. Who needs more than 6 bullets? J-Paz, what up? What up? J-Paz, I saw you in another stream, Black Scout Survival or someone else, but good to see you, bro. I'm muted in under all of my channels in Black Scout, so you can't see me talk there. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe it was Full Spectrum Survival. It was one of them. I can't recall. But speaking of Black Scout Survival, so I watched one of his recent shows, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but a lovely family had purchased a new home. And when the new family got in the new home, they started looking around and they're moving their new stuff in, and they came across something that appeared to be left by the previous owners. Have you heard this story? Well, it's something that is honestly, I was jealous when I heard this. This was like the best parting gift that you could ever imagine. They were left with Iranian ordnance hidden in live ordnance in the home. And I would have people about it. Like, I would have been taking that thing apart. Like, let me get to the high explosive in this thing, bro. Like, let me get to the forbidden butterscotch.
Oh no, I would have been tying the one-more string, bring the tube down, so like there's one screw that looks like a septic fan. Quick unscrew, they all come out.
Yeah, but see, so I don't know if you guys saw that. A family moved into a home, and they were looking around, and they found that their previous owner had left live Iranian ordnance in their home. So I'm sure it's not a big deal, right? It's not like, evil people took the opportunity of the borders being completely open and unsupervised to bring live Iranian ordnance into, the United States. And
I wonder if it was just all part of the plan.
That's a good point. It very well could have been. Maybe they thought that would help them win an election too.
Maybe like they needed an event to happen during this time, so they ended up, they were like, hey, we don't have the right people in here, so we got to sit out for 40 years and come back.
Maybe they needed like flags of a certain color.
The colors of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Different colors. Like, not like the true flag. Not the true one.
Oh, the rainbow.
The false flags. Those kind of.
Oh,
Hey, I'm back.
People always say,
Emmy, what's going on? I just had to grab some coffee real quick.
like firearms, right? God made man, and Colt made them equal or whatever. If you think if a call goes out, we have a gunman in so and so whatever spot. All the law enforcement in the area all gets there. They all pull their cars.
Oh, is that what he wants? He wants me to join a militia?
Grab their service rifle and they run to the
He wants me to make an Well, I'm not fucking doing that.
Now let's replay this. Okay, let's say they get a call, and it's like there has been a threat at 123 Main Street at Walmart. They don't do that. They're like, okay, clear everyone out, get back 100 yards. Send in the robot. Send in robots and dogs and everything that doesn't have a soul because we don't want to get anywhere close to that. It is the most.
I know, right? Yeah, finally getting rid of them.
They will literally tackle people in the area holding cell phones. They it's a completely different vibe. So yes.
See, I'm fine with people saying most whatever they want. I'm very First Amendment, but I know sometimes it's also going to mess with it's going to mess with your YouTube account. Maybe you just let them hang out, start saying really crazy stuff.
Individuals out there understand and know their way around certain stuff and all that.
Man, there's always someone worse in the world.
High explosives are
believe that.
The worst nightmare of every individual in any type of.
But hey, yeah, while you're here, this is our SM19 Viper, and we got Siley Optics. They sent us 2 of their optics, so we're gonna range test these sometime soon.
It's crazy. So yeah, one saboteur could literally, and this is why
I might get on with Red Dawn. I think maybe tomorrow. Get more info from them. We've got our second SM17 slide now.
We're talking potentially hundreds and hundreds of people for one individual thing. I mean, usually the government win a war, but they can't hold it around. So yeah, let's clear it out.
Hey, Girl Readiness.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying like different applications. Because you can't, you have to have all prongs of
the Sileys?
But, man, ordinance is,
oh, is it?
they found, allegedly found,
hold on.
Pictures of it and stuff.
Boom, there we go. There we go. I put the cover back on. We're also doing our slide swap program still. So if you have a slide that is damaged, broken, or just a slide you don't like anymore, maybe you got a Glock 34 and you don't like it, and you want a 17 or a 19, yeah, reach out to us and maybe we can do a swap. Get you one of our 17 slides, or maybe get you one of our 19 slides. We'll do Gen 5s eventually. We're probably going to skip Gen 4. But we got to finish this third SM9 or SM17, and then we got to finish the 43. And I'm not sure if we're going to go immediately into a 26, or if we're going to do Gen 5, or if we're going to do the SIG P365. But I guess that'll depend a little bit on the market and on what our distributors and vendors want.
You know what's crazy too is that like they actually communicate with the people. Some countries communicate with the people like relatively honestly. They're like, hey, you guys should probably like 30 days of food for you and your entire thing. You know,
I just ordered. There was a great deal on just got it for like $36 for 12 bars.
I saw that. The price just changed over $50.
Hmm.
I ordered 2 boxes at the time. I don't have any of our. I have like some ready meals and stuff, but I don't have the actual ones that I've already bought. I wait to pop off the belly sometimes.
They can. I mean, it's something that like I would definitely not eat an entire MRE multiple times a day.
Ooh, 4 a.m. 4 a.m. to now. How long have I been
You
on?
know what else is hard on the belly? Starvation.
Oh, frick, 17 hours. All right.
Okay, here it is. Sorry.
Pretty much anything you chase with enough coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we got 5 more subscribers today. That's awesome.
You guys check this out. Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah, this one. Yep.
So this is a good one.
Hey, me, Quattro. He's back.
Educational purposes and for fair use. But it is.
If there's anything that the Army has taught me and that customer service has reinforced, is that everyone is replaceable. It's just at what point are you replaceable? I mean, yeah, he might pop up on Dark's channel. That'd be hilarious.
No audio.
I'm probably gonna do more lives like this, where, like, I enjoy watching Dark's lives and Red Dawn and John Crump, Flying Rich, where I might just do this on my end and do some lives and answer questions and show off turning steel. Into this. Woo-hoo. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Well, start with push-ups, Hank, and make sure they can do at least a 1-mile run. Let's see. Actually, do I have one? I might have one of the Cerakoted Viper 17s here. I do. I do. That's right. This is one of the ones that's going to go off to RB Tactical before too long. So, let me just fix this real quick so you can see it. Okay. So this is the SM-17 Viper in burnt bronze. But we went a little dry spray on the Cerakote, and so it gives it a little bit of a rough texture, which honestly isn't bad. But when you compare it to, one of our other burnt bronze, which is a little smoother, it's different enough. So it's not quite a blemish so much as it is a, I don't know, quality control issue. still 100% functional. It's just that feel isn't normal. So we're going to sell this off to another small business, and he's going to do some reselling.
I guess what I don't understand, and maybe this is part of the problem.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There could be
bronze is definitely one of our top sellers.
All going to places, typically places like throughout California, Washington State, DC.
I know. There we go. I've got another one. So this is also an SM-17 Viper, but this one is in. So we can raise the light a bit. This one is in flat dark earth.
We know that this isn't the professional protester, right? That dude actually exposes dozens and dozens and dozens of identified fake protesters.
Actually, I'm curious.
But it's crazy
if this shows up.
That, if someone okay, let's say CR, right? CR,
a little bit. So the reason we switched from Stormtrooper white to Arctic white is you see how bright that slide's getting from just some light. So imagine shooting this out in the sun. Oh yeah, there it is. It's really reflecting. So the Stormtrooper white has a kind of gloss finish, and so we went with the Arctic white, which is a bit more matte.
Funneling money, committing felonious acts of funneling money into terrorist organizations. They're notably terrorist organizations.
It's probably kind of like how the Trump FBI can't find the Epstein documents. So they probably can't find these people. You know what I mean? That YouTuber probably has more capability
than the entire federal
government. So you just have to think
ooh, I need some eye drops, some more coffee. We're gonna go to water. ATF went up for CRS because he posted a video showing a home security cam where they literally said, "Where's the dog?"
My comparison is that, someone who does something that is
that's wild. The ATF actually raided a gun shop here in Arizona. Though I will give them some credit. The shop they raided sounds like they actually deserved it.
Something like that, right? Usually it's described as
it looks like if everything's true, they were selling guns to the cartels.
And ended up doing years in federal prison.
So screw those guys.
Drawing something, right? And now these people are documented terrorist groups in the U.S. and Canada, and I mean probably other countries too, but at least in the U.S. and Canada, and they are funneling money in from 501c3s and then using it for what at least in the U.S. and Canada believe to be terroristic activity, and all of them are walking around free.
Okay.
What? RDR is getting as bad as me. Interrupting me.
I completely agree with that. 1,000%. Those two ladies look like they're Israeli.
Yeah, well, she said she was straight up Jewish.
Exactly. So they play both sides because then there is no side. It's choose a side. Both sides don't like us, are not American, are not America first. Imagine us being in our country arguing over these other two countries. Which one we agree with. At the end of the day, they're not us.
Yep. And if we don't focus on America, I was going to say now very quickly, 100 years ago, we're going to be in tremendous. I don't think what is set to
getting
happen,
more
and I
comments.
don't know anything. This is kind of where we should probably talk about the whole World War III thing.
All right, let's pop open Instagram, see what's going on there for a second.
Anything is going to happen at all, but I do believe that we are headed to the end.
Oh, a lot of messages.
In our lifetime, maybe not. Who knows? But I believe that the direction that we are headed in is so
Shadow defense gear, shooters lead
that
firearms.
we're probably going to
People liking some of our
experience the
stories.
complete and utter fall of civilization in our lifetime.
Okay.
At least once. And if that happens, bro, this is
Yeah, we'll give you a follow back. Why not?
It's more likely to happen this year than any other times that we've put together.
But my prediction is 1,000% it's all going down before 2030. So you have 4.5 years, and like literally anything on Earth could happen, from entire cyber attack, EMP style attack, which I think it would be more of a cyber, would be even more detrimental than an actual EMP. But them just destroying the grid, erasing all your money out.
Okay, nothing's big there. All right. Sometimes I get customer questions this late at night.
The insurance that is.
Yeah, man, go ahead. Give us your opinion. I got some buddies in Canada.
No one's getting their money back. Switching over to a digital currency, a global war, another style of pandemic, all of this stuff is on the table now that could fall at any time. Like any of those dominoes drop out at any second. And no one would be that shocked. It's like that's normal. The normal is complete chaos.
They can't control the weather. That'd be crazy if they could control the weather with radio waves from Mars and
the weather dominator.
Well, they're not that smart. They like terrorists that are literally there in the same place all the time.
They're weird.
In the city with 1,000 cameras on.
They tell you where they're going to be in advance. Okay? We're going to be here this weekend, right? But yeah, no, dude, that's not we get 100%. Literally, y'all still glowing? I mean, going? Yeah. Where does it go? What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Oh, Agorizer popped in. Right on.
If you could be on calls with Red Dog and I, it's a straight up it's this all day. That's what we talk about. Or we talk about okay, hold up. There's one other video I gotta see. Let's see. I think
It's not it. It's a place like.
Dude, I think honestly by 2027, I think that's when it's gonna pop off. By or before 2027, and I think if you look at the possibility, right, of cyber attacks, the possibility that everything opens like this. It's opening sideways, and I got a freaking
interesting.
Hold on. The really good one. Okay, just delete. Okay, delete. Is that what you want from me? Hold on, guys. Sorry. Delete. Okay. So think of this, right? Think of the grid being hit, obviously compromising our water and all that. Cyber attacks, just everything falling to pieces like that, right? And then coordinated sleeper cell attacks on people that have been waiting here for years and years and years and years. And all of a sudden, just overnight, boom, we lose energy, we lose clean water, we lose our entire supply line for all, food, water, all that stuff overnight. And then within 12 to 24 hours of that occurring, because all of our guards...
It do be like that sometimes, man. It do be like that.
And then just at once, within the same couple of hours, everything just don't.
If you ever feel like swapping it up sometime, you can fit a Gen 3 on a Gen 5.
All over the place, trucks, mass tragic events.
There's some guides on it you can find on YouTube and a few other places, but just switch the backplate out.
This is such a serious conversation. It's where I think yes, this is a form of entertainment, man. But I'll be honest with you, I've been screaming this from the rooftop.
Yeah, there's a few I've seen. If you ever check out RTT Guns and Gear, he does a video on it. If you check out the Gun Guy 77, I believe it is, he puts one of our slides, literally one of these, except it's pink, and he puts it on a Gen 5 Glock 45.
The attack that Sarah Adams was talking about, and the attack November 8th, which, who knows who's calling shots on November 8th or whatever, but they come in thousands when they do this type of stuff. They show up with thousands.
Oh, it is approaching 9:30, and I have got to hit the sack for 4 to 5 a.m. wake up, probably 4. So I am going to cut it here. I might still be over in Dark's Live, and I might comment periodically. But I am getting ready to head off for the night, and I'll be back again tomorrow. I still have to try and do a live talking about the Wolf X Pro for this optic here, as well as something we might do with Red Dawn tomorrow night, talking about recognizing things that are in the norm for your area, as well as patches, insignia, badges, things that you should be aware of that are the norm in your community, so you can recognize things that are not normal. Then, of course, more slide talk. There we are. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for subscribing, liking, sharing. Stay 2A every day, and we'll have more sometime soon.